Welcome. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me, watching.
Yes. So let's start with your story. What's your story?
Oh, where do I start? Well, my name's Rochelle Odubela. I was born and raised in Leeds, England. So as you can hear from my accent, those people in the UK, I'm from the north. I now live in Cambridge with my husband, two children, and my husband and I are business partners. We grew our business, Rock Solutions, since 2011, and specialize in helping health professionals have more income and impact online using Facebook ads, YouTube. We love paid like investment traffic, basically. But in terms of my personal story, how I got here, even though my background's in engineering, I kind of I loved the systems part of the marketing. I thought when I was introduced to it, I thought, this seems interesting. I want to dive in and learn more. And then I just kind of started while I was doing my engineering job. I was learning marketing on the side. I did blogging, SEO. I've done everything: website design, copywriting, Facebook ads. So I just learned everything. I invested in. But the problem I didn't invest in a coach early enough. So I wasted 3 years spinning
Mm,
my wheels. I didn't understand what I was doing.
mm. Wow. So what were you doing with the engineering company?
Yeah, so I worked in for like semiconductors, so Motorola, like big semiconductor blue chip companies. So I did software test automation. So we would write scripts. So we do a lot of software programming
Mm,
to speed up the testing processes. So let's say you have this piece of software, and we run scripts to make sure that the software's good for production quality. So I did that kind of pre-production phase where we make sure that the quality of the software was good enough before it went to the customer.
mm. You're the first person that makes engineering sound like marketing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So it just makes sense. The whole systems, testing,
Hmm.
automation, optimization, all of that.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's true. That's what I did. Yeah, for 13 years I did that. Yeah.
mm,
And I loved it. I love my job. This is the thing. I'm not one of those people that say, screw the 9 to 5 and all this. I literally loved my job. I just wanted more freedom. That was my main goal. I wanted freedom to go on holiday whenever I want to,
mm,
take my children to school, pick them up. I
mm,
didn't want to have the control where you have to, book your holidays in and book time off. That was the only freedom part I liked. I
mm,
really enjoyed the job, really enjoyed it.
mm. So, I mean, at one point, your business started doing so well. I mean, you were speaking to me about making $17,000, and you went, woo, you know, um, and you had to leave your job to focus on your business.
Yeah, yeah. I knew that was it because I thought if I can make that from 3 clients,
Mm,
I know that I can scale this.
mm,
And that's what I've been doing really.
mm,
Yes, it's been ups and downs. I've had, all those other things, when you feel like, are you an imposter? Are you good enough? I had all that self-doubt I had to overcome.
mm,
Even after leaving my corporate job, I had all this doubt, and I worked with my coach. I worked through it because I always coaches need coaches. So I spoke to my coach, and I almost broke down in tears. Like, I don't understand why I can't get these things done. And I was just stalling, like almost like self-sabotage, as they call it. But I
mm,
picked myself back up, and about mid 2018, I said, right, let me just focus in, because I was jumping around a lot. So I have a lot of interests. I was kind of working with roofers, plumbers, all these different types of industries, and it just wasn't for me.
mm,
But when I settled in my calling, that I need to go back to what was working. I work. My calling is to work with coaches, people that want to make other people's lives better.
mm.
And once I went back to that, that's when things flourished again.
Flourished again. Wow. So you help them become more impactful and increase their income. What is impact?
So in the health industry, the most people that I speak to is that they can't help enough people. So
Mm,
they might have their physical clinic or their physical gym or their physical, practice,
mm,
but they can only work with so many people. So it puts a ceiling on
mm,
how many people they can help.
mm,
So what I help them do, well, did you know that you can turn a lot of your expertise into an online program that you
mm,
can teach to many?
mm,
And so a lot of people, they have the idea, but they just don't know what systems they need
mm,
to put it into place. And that's what I help with. And then the impact comes in because you can reach millions worldwide. You're not going to just stick to the 10-mile radius of your practice, or you're not just going to do one-on-one coaching within your local town or city. You can reach millions, you can reach thousands with your message. So that's the impact.
Health professionals. Who are those?
So yeah, we're talking nurses. I've worked with nurses, therapists, healers, law of attractions coaches, holistic health coaches, um,
Fitness?
yeah, fitness. It just covers so many.
Diet?
Even mental health as well. People that even teach mindfulness, like meditation. It just covers so much. It is quite a big field actually, because even the health and wellness
Health and wellness.
arena,
For,
it is. But the thing is, the reason why I don't say coaches is because I do want to try. I like working with coaches, but sometimes what can happen is what's the word? I'm not speaking to the people that like physicians. I even had a physician reach out to me the other week. As soon as I switched my positioning to professional, I was attracting all these different types of people in like top professions, like gynecologists and all these different types. And those are the people that I just really connected with them, because I really connected with the fact that they wanted to break free from break free in a sense that they wanted to serve more. It wasn't necessarily that they hated what they did. It's just that they felt trapped because they could only work in the hospital or only work in the clinic, and they just couldn't reach that many people. So yeah, it covers a lot.
So right now you were in business with your husband.
Yep.
Yes. Who brought who on board?
I think it's definitely my husband, because back in 2012, I just quit. I said, there's no way you can make money online. I just quit for 6 months. So my husband said, no, Rochelle, you had something going here. Why don't you pick it back up again? And I was almost going to just say, I'll forget it. Because back then, I was doing affiliate marketing, because that's when I didn't have a coach. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying whatever came my way. Spent a few hundred pounds here and there. And then I realized that, I need help. I just thought I could figure it out on my own. I thought, I'm an engineer. I got this. I don't need any help. And I realized that I do. And as soon as I invested in a coach, that's when things changed. Actually, my second coach, the first coach kind of learned the foundations. I didn't really make my investment back. I think my first coach was about $3,000. Didn't even make a penny of that. But the second one is when he was more towards the Facebook ad side, and I knew that I wanted to learn some sort of investment traffic. I don't call it paid, because it's an investment, because you're going to make your money back. So with the investment traffic, that interested me, because again, it's a system. I build it once, I put some money in, and I get the money out. And that's what really that's why I really specialized in Facebook ads, because that's what it literally did. I put money in and I got money out, and more money than I put in. So it was profit. So that's when I thought, right, this is what I want to specialize in, is Facebook ads. So this was about 2015. But if it wasn't for my husband, I would have quit.
Oh, wow. And right now, what would you say to somebody who's trying to get into the online space? They probably stay in their job, doing what they're doing, and they want to get into the online space. What would your advice be?
Definitely just get on camera, do video. And the reason why I say that is because video builds that connection so quickly. And especially if you're good on camera, get your business page, your Facebook business page, Instagram, whatever you want to use, pick one platform, just one to start, and just dominate that platform basically. And it doesn't even have to be like a paid strategy just yet, because I always teach, tap into your network first and then reinvest the clients that you've closed to your network, reinvest that into advertising after. So if you've never closed a client, I probably wouldn't recommend you just go straight in and spend money on Facebook ads. I would leverage your network first, because you've got Facebook friends. There might be, people in your 1,000 friends that could be a potential client that you haven't even, because they don't know what you do or know what you want to do. You probably don't even know that you can do what you do. So I would always start there, creating value posts on your personal profile, engaging groups, which is what I did when I first started to do coaching. Literally just gave value in groups and people just came to me. So that would be my biggest recommendation. Leverage your network, Facebook groups.
You almost quit, and your husband stopped you from quitting, basically. Like he stopped that from happening.
Yeah.
And what was the first money you made?
The first money?
Yeah.
Literally, it was for website design. So I did that in 2012. So I would just, so clients would come to me and say, right, Rochelle, I need to build a website. So that's when I basically made like my first £250, about $400. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
someone paid me to build a
Yeah.
website.
Mm.
Because that's what I started with. I didn't really know anything else, because that's what I learned in one of my coaching programs that I invested in, is how to use WordPress,
Mm.
how to create a blog. So I
Mm.
did that. I created a blog in the health niche as well. This is the thing.
Yeah.
I told you before that this health thing was following me around since 2011. I
Mm.
literally built my very first website in the health niche.
Mm.
It was about weight loss, cleansing for weight loss. So I built that. And then I started working with some clients in my local church, and then it just kind of grew from there. But I knew web design wasn't what I wanted to do, because I wanted, it was just, it's just a website. It's not going to generate leads. So that's why I went into more of the lead generation side. So you can turn your website into a lead generation machine, which is what I specialize in with the funnels and Facebook ads. So it wasn't enough for me to stay with web design. Then
Mm.
after that, my first digital sale outside of the services was my $7 ebook. I was so excited when I woke up in the morning and I saw sales. I was like, I didn't even care if it was $1. Just the
Mm.
fact that I was sleeping and
Mm.
wake up to sales, that was a breakthrough for me. I didn't make any profit from that.
Mm.
Just to be real,
Yeah.
I didn't make any profit until you ascend them to the next level. But just to see those initial sales was like, wow, automated.
Wow. No. And you were like you were sleeping, basically woke up to money, and you're like, wow, this.
Yeah, I just thought that was, I couldn't believe it, because obviously I built the system. I had to put the time in. It's obviously wasn't free. I had to build my landing page. I had to connect to my payment processor. There was a process,
Mhm.
but once it was built, it was working. It was converting.
Wow. And what are some patterns? Let's deal with maybe negative patterns you've seen these professionals, have, that you have to kind of coach them on, when working with them.
A lot of them, re- a lot. I think even just today, this week,
Hmm.
again, it's that thing that I had, the self sabotage. You're kind of doubting yourself that you're not good enough, and that is anyone really going to buy this anymore? It was that. I think that is the biggest thing, is the self doubt, and you're
Hmm.
lacking the confidence to get out there.
Hmm.
Like some people that I've spoken to on calls, enrollment calls, is like they're so brilliant, but they just don't see it
Hmm.
until somebody else tells them that, you know what, you have something here that you can scale, or something that. And yeah, it's the self doubt, the negative self talk, all those things
Hmm.
is what I've seen so often. And I think the pattern for it is, again, some of them, they think, well, I just need to get another certification, and it's
Hmm.
like, but you've got 5 already,
Hmm.
you know. But they
Hmm.
feel like they need to get something else
And something
to
else.
validate
Hmm.
that they can do what they say they can do. And I'm like, you don't need that.
Hmm.
You've helped somebody get a result, or help yourself get a result. You are enough.
Hmm.
No, and that's what I keep having to reassure people on a daily basis, is that you have everything you need. It's
Hmm.
all in here. We just need to get it out, and then you can transform people's lives.
In people's lives. And the amazing thing about what you do is that you help them, you coach them, you guide them through the whole thing, because you've been through it. Like you've done the websites, right? You've done the ebook sales, you've done the coaching, like you've done the services, you've done the ad services. So you're able to coach them, guide them holistically, you
Yeah,
know as well as also help them to scale their business in terms of using ads and systems.
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. um I mean, that's like, what made you make that decision to be able to offer both? Like, what was the decision behind that?
I think it's mainly because what I found was that a lot of the clients I work with, they're not technical. They
Mm.
don't want to learn Facebook. They have no desire. And I think it's good, because it means that they can focus on their zone of genius, which is, helping their clients with their health and wellness, with debilitating diseases, some of them that I work with,
Mm.
things like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, things that can seriously, cause a lot of damage to someone's body. So I want them to focus on that.
Mm.
They don't need to be learning the Facebook ads really. They can learn it up to a point,
Mm.
but to scale is a whole different level. Anyone can create an ad on Facebook.
Mm.
Is it gonna make you any money? If without guidance, it might do, it might not. You might lose. I've seen people lose thousands and then they come to me and say, "Oh, Shell, I spent 2,000 and I made, Facebook ads doesn't work." I said, "Well, what were your goals of the campaign?" "Oh,
Mm.
I was just doing video views." I'm like, "Well, that's why you didn't make any money." you know?
Mm.
It's like I see people just boosting posts all day long and they realize they spent the whole budget just boosting posts just to get engagement, and that's not going to get you a lead.
Mm.
There's a next step. So
Mm.
things like that is what made me think, you know what, I've got to fix this.
Mm.
So I did it's more like a hybrid of coaching and done for you, so that they understand the process, but they don't necessarily have to do it, because
Mm.
that's where me and my team come in.
Yes. And in terms of entrepreneurship and the people in this space who are trying to, whether do what you do or do their own thing, what would be your message?
Um, get a coach. It has to be number one, because as I said, I was there. I just felt like I could do everything on my own, and I see this a lot, especially with the ones that are very like they've got all the degrees under their belt, they've got all the certifications, so they feel like, well, I'm a health professional, so I'm also going to be a marketing professional, and I'll figure it out. But you're
No.
wasting time. You've already lost money, because if you're taking 2 years to learn something that I can do in 2 months, you've
Mm.
already lost revenue. So that's
Mm.
why I help them understand that you're
Mm.
not saving any money by trying to learn this yourself. You're actually losing more, because
Mm.
you've lost the opportunity to close more clients. You
Mm.
haven't reached as many people because you're just posting on your profile every day rather than leveraging, a small budget to get it out to more people. That there's so many things that I see people struggling with that they don't need to. So I would just say, just hire out the things that you just don't want to do as well. I thought that I could do graphic design, all these things.
Mm.
And it took me 4 hours to do one logo with just 2 letters. It's not my thing. I knew that graphic design, I'm outsourcing that, number one. So again, I would advise people to just list out everything that they like in their business, and then have another column, everything that they hate,
Mm.
and then you outsource everything that you don't like, basically.
Mm.
And whether it's, even if it's not a coach and you can outsource a few things, start there. It's better than trying to do everything yourself, because it leads to burnout. I've been in the hospital 3 times from burnout.
Burnout. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, thank you very much for coming today. For those who want to work with you, what's the best way to connect with you?
The best way is LinkedIn. My name is unique, so there's only one Rochelle Odubela. So
Mm.
connect me on LinkedIn. Also, I do offer like 20-minute calls as well. So if anybody does want to launch like a high ticket offer online,
Mm.
then our website is
Mm.
lanarrocksolutions.com
Mm.
/ call.
Yes. And those 20 minutes calls are free.
Yep, completely free. It's a free action plan call. So
Mm.
basically look at, basically give you a plan. Whether we work together or not, you'll have something to walk away with to say, well, these are the things that I think you should do.
All right. Thank you very much for coming today, sharing your message and the story with us. And it's great to have you here today.
It was a pleasure, Fortune. Thank you so much.
Yes.